Then no Ganobaraga to keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done. Umo Korobia Maroketa, Maraka Nigeria. Kedu ndị na-eme ndị ugwu ahụkwa ọfọdụ na mma na-akụzi history na school ka ụmụaka ghara ịma ife mere n'obodo fa emechie ndị Yoruba mebekwa ka osisi ọfa join afa ife a na-emezi ndị Igbo kịta mana o nwere ife ome Awolowo fatụrụ ya nga na Calabar prison ka ọ nọ kedu onye kpọpụtara ya oge na Ojukwu onye Igbo ji kpọpụta ya na first division ebe a akpọọlụ na interview Amadu Bello nyere ọ na-agwa ndị ọcha nye ndị Igbo na ịkpọtara afa na fa na-achọ ka fa bụrụ isi n'itinye fa na labor camp ebe ndị people na atụrụ people nga fa na-alụ ọrụ mgbe ọ ga-achọ ka ọ bụrụ head laborer ọ etu o si efu ya ọ ghọtara na onyinye Chukwu nyere ndị mmadụ onyinye Chukwu nyere ndị Igbo Ojukwu abụrụkwa ya si ka e nwee Biafra anyị nwere ife na-akpọ Constituent Assembly o setọp ndị niile nọ n'ala Igbo ma ndị Cross River ma ndị Rivers anyị niile nọ abụ m a member of that Constituent Assembly representing my own local government anyị jee nzukọ ọ kọọla anyị etu esi jedebe na nkata fa na-akpa etu fa si jee Aburi bụ ebe ikpeazụ fa jere head of state Ghana kpọrọ fa bịa.
Anything that has advantage has a disadvantage. Actually, to me, it is good they remove history from Nigerian school. Because what we are having as a history is an adulterated falsehood history. It is a history that did not, outline the truth or what actually happened. If you notice, since I started making video, I try to bring up facts and evidence, and I try to reason logically over the stories being told. So, if the history are being taught in the school, I can tell you that the history our children will know will be lies. They are not going to be true. Yes, it will suit a narrative. They said that if the lion did not share his own part of the story, the testimony will always favor the hunter. Yes, so it is good they remove history. In one hand, it is good. But in the other way around, it is not good that they remove history. Because if history are to be taught, maybe by now we'll not be having this kind of argument. However, we are in the 21st century, an information age. Given an age school that because history are not taught in the school, that's why you believe lies, that's why you believe propaganda against Igbo. It doesn't make sense. This is 21st century, my bro. You have a smartphone, you have a data. Please verify information before you come online to alter something. Because it's absorbing, it is evil on its own, it is wickedness of the highest order for you to live in hatred against a people just because they say. It is very bad. And I'm telling you that those of you who are maintaining this status quo will never make Nigeria progress. Look at it now. You see, Igbos are this. Where has that gotten you to? Where has accusing the Igbo gotten Nigeria to? Nowhere. Despite the fact that IBB wrote a book to exonerate the Igbos of 1966 coup, some of you still bend down to say that is a lie. Even when you don't have fact and evidence. I made a video on 30th of May talking about the Biafran heroes. Somebody came to my comment section and said, who be the heroes of the Biafrans? Is it Ojukwu, who is a coward and ran away? Who used our forefathers to play riddles? That he saw my video where I'm saying that my father fought a Biafran war and survived it. That my father is lucky that he wasn't killed. Ojukwu that killed our forefathers and ran away. And not only him, a lot of comment on the Twitter and Kiniko. Fine, I understand where you're coming from. But according to that video you watch, the men who are involved are saying that it's not Ojukwu's fault. But if you still think it's Ojukwu fault, I want to ask you a question. And I would like to get an answer in the comment section of my videos. Today, Fulani are killing people in anywhere they enter. Assuming you have a governor, let's take Plateau State as an example. It is an example, it's not a reality. Allegedly, some of you will now come and be saying things that are not true. Assuming a Plateau State governor now stand up and said, I don't like the way Fulani are killing my people. I think the only way I can save my people is to stop Fulani from coming to my state. In our state, our people will not be going to another state, but we don't want Fulani people to be coming to our state. We want to develop our state. And the government say, come, let's sign an agreement. He went to Abuja, signed an agreement. Just for him to go back, the same government now say, we didn't look at the agreement we signed, no. That if you now agree that Fulani will not be coming, that means say nobody will be buying our cows from the Fulanis. Let's assume the state government now went home and say, we signed this agreement, but the federal government is not agreeing. Even after signing the agreement, he now called his village people, his head, and said, what do you want to do? He said, we fight and defend ourselves. After all, they have been killing us in our village. Let us defend ourselves. Let them kukuma finish us. That is exactly what happened in the Biafra story. Let me read this thing before I continue. A series of massacres were committed against the Igbos people and other people from southern Nigeria. I want to emphasize on it. A series of massacres were committed against Igbo people and other people of southern Nigeria origin living in the northern Nigeria. So you see, when we say this thing, this thing did not mention any tribe, but at least you know those who are living in southern Nigeria. And majorly it's not Yoruba they are talking about. It's about like the Bibio, the Efik. Some may just fall victim of this. Just like what happened in 2023 election, where some people were beaten thinking they are Igbos. This is exactly what happened. That's why sometimes when you now come as an Igbo man in South Side and be claiming you're not Igbo, I'll be laughing. Because my uncle in Zaria, they ran away. My uncle, then he was a boy. They ran away with their father. Enter train in Zaria and run back to the then Midwest. But people were massacred. Igbos were killed. I continue. He said, starting in May 1966 and reaching a peak after 29 September 1966, between 8,000 to 30,000 Igbos and Easterners have been estimated to have been killed. Nigerian population as of that year is about 59 million. Yet 30,000 of Igbos alone were killed. And when they say Igbos are major tribes, they think they're lying. 30,000. Nigeria has 59 million as of that year, and 3 million of them were killed as Igbos during that civil war that lasted 30 months. 3 years approximately. There's some information here. Go and read Aburi Accord and understand that it's not Ojukwu that started the war. After the killing of these Igbos, the remaining people ran away from everywhere they're living, whether it's Makurdi, whether it's Lokoja, whether it's Kaduna, whether it's Sokoto, whether it's Medugri. Every Igbos, every Easterner ran to the eastern region, because then it was eastern, western, and that of northern region. They ran away. Remember that this counter coup was led by Murtala Muhammad, who started by killing the head of state, Aburi Accord. I want to divert you a little, and I want you to understand this. Aburi Accord was killed being dragged on the road. When I was small, they used to tell us, Aburi Accord na jazz man, they shoot him, enter because of the staff he hold in his hand. That's why they drag him. Organa, pure lie. The reason Aburi Accord was dragged on the ground was a malicious killing. They want to disgrace the Igbo. Say your leader will die shamefully. It wasn't because bullet not enter in body. It wasn't because he has Odeshi. This is my own opinion, allegedly. Because they say we should put allegedly. But this is my own opinion. I'm telling you, if you like, believe it. If you like, don't believe it. If you like, still believe there's Odeshi. Guy, if you think there's Odeshi, why you run away from Fulani? Take it and enter bush. Bullet no enter your body to come a bastard. But what am I trying to say? The counter coup of 1966 killed Igbos, not just the leaders, not just the armies. They killed close to 30,000 estimated, and the remaining people ran away. ran to the eastern region. Then Ojukwu now said, we should not allow people to continue killing our people outside the eastern region. Let us be inside the eastern region. Igbo people should not stop going anywhere. But let us control our resources here. See, in Aburi Accord, Ojukwu accept one Nigeria, but a regional government. Go and verify. I'll be posting some of these here. You have right to go and read them. Ojukwu accepts one Nigeria, but he wants a regional government. But when they finished signing it in Aburi and came back Nigeria, some other people started advising Gowon that he don't need to accept, because the eastern Nigeria, which is today made up of eastern, southeast, and south, were the oil producing state in Nigeria. So when they tell you say that oil wasn't discovered before independence, it was a lie. Oil has been discovered before independence. So the British and other people agree. They know there's oil in the eastern Nigeria then. And because of that, they said no, if you allow these people to develop one Nigeria, by holding the oil. See, before the Igbos are trading in palm oil, their own quota they are contributing to Nigerian ports was palm oil. Yes, the north has granite, the west has cocoa, the Igbo has palm oil. Everything that comes from palm tree is part of what they generate. That is why Indonesia came to take palm kernel from Nigeria. Today, Indonesia is the #1 producer of palm oil. The seed they took from Nigeria and took back home, they use it to produce for some part of a Midwest that time. Knife for here has better palm oil, palm trees those days, and they took from there too. Till today, if you go to Imo, there's a huge palm tree farm there. You see, so that is what they are contributing. But then oil has been discovered, and that is what led the first ever civil war, Niger Delta Republic, that was declared by Dakaboro. The first ever civil war that lasted 12 days. Go and verify. Because the Nigerian civil war between Biafra and Nigeria wasn't the first civil war. Wasn't the first war that broke out. The first people that want to break out of Nigeria are Niger Delta. And that was when they discovered they have oil. It lasted for 12 days. Before this big one now happened. And this one happened because these people want to defend themselves. Now, when the Nigerian government said they don't want to agree again, after signing the agreement, they didn't want to honor it. It's here in the document I'm showing you. Pause and read them. When they said they don't want to agree again, Ojukwu now called his elder statement. According to that video you watched, what shall we do? They say, they have been killing us outside Nigeria. Let us, Kukuma, then come and kill us. We will defend our territory. That is how the war broke out. So when you come and say Ojukwu just declared republic, no, Ojukwu did not declare Republic of Biafra because he wanted to form a country. He was ready to honor Nigerian this thing with an exception of laws, amendment, that we need to practice regional government. We need to do resource control, which is what we are still fighting for today. Yes, let's control our resources so that my people will live within their territory, develop their place, and contribute their own quota to the federal purse. Just like a state in America, believing in his own, have his own law, do his own thing the way he wants, have his own police, have his own military might. All these things are in this document. They are in this document. Pause and read them. All those things were included there. That's the discussion in Aburi. And Gowon agreed just to go back home. And other people will read and say, no, we'll not go agree. The reason why they do not agree is not because what Ojukwu offered wasn't the right decision. And that's why the Gowon agree. But the bigger products that already about to start mining in the eastern region then was what everybody was eyeing. The crude oil. And when we say this thing, some South will come and say, me, I'm from South Delta. And we get oil. How you take get oil? Ukwan is an Igbo speaking area in Delta State. They have oil. In one case, the Igbo speaking area in Edo State, they have oil. Anambra have oil, has gas. Imo has the biggest gas deposit. Abia has oil. What are you talking about? As if You think it's only South that have oil? Igbos have, Southeast has oil. They made you believe that Igbo now are fighting for oil. Don't we have oil? In Anyoma today, we have oil speaking area. Now oil wells are being dug daily from our own land here in Inokwani. What are we talking about? So this lie in the 21st century will not take Nigeria anywhere. I'm not making this video to support the motion that the Igbo need to break out. I've said it time without number. But we should stop lying to ourselves. In the 21st century, make a research before you conclude, before you make a comment. Hatred will not take us anywhere. A saying say, he that hold his friend on the ground will never rise. You are pressing Igbo on the ground and think you will rise. It's not possible. He that is holding another person on the ground is holding himself, because he will be on that spot with the person. That's why people don't know. So far, Igbo has not been killed. Because if the person you are holding on the ground died, then you can stand up and walk away. But Igbo is still alive and healthy, kicking. So if you think you are holding Igbo on the ground by all this lies, all this malicious envy, lying against them, you are holding Nigeria as a whole on the same ground. So far you keep holding the Igbo, say they will not move forward, they will not want progress, they are this, they are that, because on your own, you think you are doing it against Igbo. You are still doing it against them. Look at Nigeria entirely. Are you progressing? No. No security anywhere, no infrastructure, no development. The same politicians you are defending in your region are still in the same place, eating everybody's money. 6 trillion naira for street lights. 266 million for one street light. And nobody is talking about it in this government. But all you want to do is to come and be saying, Igbo do this, Igbo do that. How long do you want to continue in this propaganda and lies? How long? I'm out of here, Joe.